Okay, we're live. Okay. And let's get started. Okay. So, hi everybody. Thank you so much for we have a viewer. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is a very special conversation today because it's a convo with the Rays. Regan Farley is an amazing publicist. She has just been my girl for years. We both worked together at the NAACP national headquarters. We left there and we both have been chasing our dreams as entrepreneurs. So that's basically what this conversation is going to be about. We are not going to take too much time, but let's get started. For those who don't know, I am Denise. I am a brand strategist with Limitless Consulting Solutions, which is my company that I started after I left the NAACP, and I'm going to let Regan introduce herself. So take it away.
Rachel, I'm super excited to just be here with you and to just connect, right? Like to really see how much the brand is growing and all of those different things. But anyway, guys, my name is Regan Farley. I am a publicist. For those of you who are not familiar with publicity, I tell stories. I help clients push their narrative out. I help them get their messaging out on larger platforms. That could be radio, television, newspaper, and in the digital space. So I run a company called Intel Media Group where I am a partner, and we are based in Baltimore, which is where I'm from, Atlanta, and New York, New Jersey.
Come on, multi-city, taking over the globe, taking over the states. I love it. I love it. So, Regan, what is something that you feel like a lot of entrepreneurs need to know getting started, especially with PR? So I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, I need PR, I need PR, I need PR. And number one, they don't really know what it is. So they don't even know how to use it to their advantage.
Yeah, I think when you are a newer entrepreneur and you're just starting to build your business, yes, you need to tell your story. I think PR can be a little bit pricey though. PR is one of those services where I will say after you've done all you can internally to get your message out there, that's when you hire a publicist. So that could be one or two different ways, right? Like that can be, okay, I've been able to successfully get myself on radio. I've been able to successfully get myself on television on my own. And maybe you've hit a glass ceiling. So I think you're being very clear on your why. You're being intentional on your target audience. You're knowing who you're impacting, why you're doing the work that you do. And maybe you just need that extra layer. So once you've checked all of those boxes, I think that's when you're ready to hire a publicist, because a publicist is to give you clarity in your messaging. However, you should be clear and consistent on the messaging that you're putting out, regardless of who you hire. I think sometimes people are like, oh, I want to hire a publicist. Oh, I don't know my target audience. And I think for me, right, like I'm not helping you define your target audience. Yeah, maybe there are some things that'll run parallel, and I'll probably do some things to help get you there, to help you get a clearer understanding. However, I think before you come to me, those goals should already be defined.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think that that's what a lot of people confuse with like PR and brand strategy. So overall, we're in the same field. So communications is so broad. And I feel like people don't understand the difference between brand strategy, which is understanding who you are as a brand, understanding your target audience, trying to really hone in on who you are, what your product is, who you're meant for, versus PR, which is, okay, I understand all of this. I know all of this. Let me push my story. Yep. And that's what I think is just so amazing about the two of them. They're both entities that work hand in hand.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, like I know for me, like a lot of people are like, oh, she does PR, she does PR. It's not true.
Yeah.
I have my degree in it. I know how to do it, but that's not what my
company is.
Exactly. That's not my focus. That's not what I do. That's not what my company does. But hold up, because I can definitely plug you with the best of the best. Because my girl is the best of the best.
Thank you, girl. And same with you, right? I think that sometimes so communication strategies, right? Like these are the ways in which we communicate, but like even when we're talking about let's couple marketing and branding in the same thing, right? And then let's say PR is there and then you have social media. Marketing is saying try this product, right? Like these are the reasons why you should try the limitless branding, right? And then I am saying this is why limitless branding is important. This is who Rachel is. This is who she's talking to. She's an HBCU graduate. She's a sorority girl. She is all of these different things. And this is why she's important. This is why she's an expert. So I think that's where they differ.
So let's kind of like pivot the conversation a little bit. I know, like, especially between you and I, we have definitely talked about the highs and lows of entrepreneurship. And I feel like a lot of people, they look at us or they look at other entrepreneurs and they see like, oh, they're out here living their life. They're out here not up against a time clock. They can do whatever they want. But it's true. I don't have to look at a time clock. I don't have to worry about necessarily being somewhere at 9 and staying there until 5. Those are facts. But as an entrepreneur, it's like we have no time clocks and we can really experience burnout so quick because we are putting our all into these projects and really like oblivious to time frames. So I know like for me, like earlier, I was like weak, like just like it was my body catching up to me. Like, hey girl, you've been doing a lot. Like you've been having long nights and you're not really balancing it out with sleep. Like, what's up? But what would you say are some of like your high moments and low moments of an entrepreneur, especially since we left the NAACP? Like
this is really my second time, and I think people look at me and like, oh well, you know, since you left the NAACP, this is my second time going to entrepreneurship full time, right? Like this is not my first rodeo, and I think that one of the things that people also get misconstrued, like you said, is like, oh well, you don't gotta punch a time clock, but now the difference is, right? Like I have to sorry, that's business, right? The difference now is that I'm not a quote unquote, and I don't want to use the word slave. No, I am not punching a time clock. However, my responsibilities look different, right? So not only do I got to be responsible for myself, I got to run things by my business partner. I got to make sure my team has what they need. I'm answering on a different level because to some degree, I won't say that the clients are my boss, but in some degree, I got to answer to my clients. I had this conversation with my older cousin, and she was like, you know, I definitely want to start my own business. You know, I think it's different where, you know, you don't have to answer to people. And in a way, that's not true. And like, I want to know if you're spending thousands of dollars, like, where their money going? What's their return on investment? You know, what do those different things look like? And I think how we deal with the highs and the lows of entrepreneurship, because again, with this being my second time going full time in business, for me now, what this looks like is napping is a part of my business plan. I'm gonna go to sleep. Like I don't know about you, sis, but I'm like in the middle of the day, like if I need to recharge, and I'm sure we'll probably talk about this, especially due to my health condition. If I need to recharge, I'm going to sleep, period. Like, and to me, everything is not an urgent matter. Like everything is not a serious matter. Like I get it. I understand. However, I do believe that we got to have balance. So like if I want to go on that trip, I'm going to go. I get it that, you know, we have to do these things and we're on tight timelines, but sometimes, all the time, our health is more important. My mindset is more important. I can't, that age old saying, right? Like I can't pour from an empty cup. Sorry,
Mhm.
y'all, it's BET weekend and my phone is buzzing.
Look,
But
I told y'all my girl works. Okay.
I cannot pour from an empty cup. So, like, if there are things where I need to be strategic, I need to say, hey,
Mhm.
between this time and this time, I'm a rest. I'm a journal. I'm gonna do whatever I need to do. I'm
Mhm.
resale therapy because I do that a lot.
Mhm.
Shout out to Jay. If you are on my Instagram, I'm always tagging Jay in something. So, like, I'm gonna do me some retail therapy and I'm gonna do what I need to relax because the phone is always ringing off the hook, which is
Mhm.
a blessing, right? Like, these are the things that we pray for since we left the
Mhm.
NFP. However, what I can't do is go crazy trying to do them all.
Yeah.
We got to delegate too, right? Like, you and I talk about this as well. Like, I'm still figuring out that piece 100% when it comes to my
Mhm.
personal brand. But when it comes to Intel business, the business that is paying off,
Mhm.
I know how to delegate in Intel. We got a
Mhm.
publicist, we have an account manager, we have an assistant. So, like,
Mhm.
just building out those things to make it make sense, and delegation, napping in my business plan, doing retail therapy, taking trips, whatever I need to do to be my best self and show up,
Mhm.
I have to do it because I'm
Mhm.
going crazy.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's just so important. You have to really take time out for you. You have to be able to say, like, yes, this is my business. Yes, this is important. My clients are certainly important to me because without my clients, I have no business.
Yeah,
But I also cannot burn out. You
yeah.
cannot burn yourself out. You have to find something that is gonna bring you peace throughout the day. So,
Mhm.
like you said, a nap, what? I'm gonna take it.
Yep,
I'm
yep.
going to take a nap.
Hmm.
And especially like a lot of people who know me, they know that I'm up. Like I tell everybody my creativity does not click until like 10:30,
Yeah, same,
11 o'clock at night.
same.
So from like 11 to 3 on an easy night. But like a lot of times it's like 11 to 7. Like I'm doing a shift,
Yeah.
like a night shift. And so if people want to call me at 8 and 9 o'clock, and honey, I just went to sleep.
I don't take calls. Remember that movie? I don't know if it was the Temptations or the Five Heartbeats, where
The
the
five
guy,
heartbeats. My office hours are
period,
9 to 5.
period.
Mine are 11 to 7.
Mine are 10 to 5, and I don't even know if that balance out. But like, y'all are not, y'all. It's 10 to 5. Like, I'm not. I will be that man. Big Red, what's his name? I will be
Okay.
Big Red from you said the Temptations or the
The
Five
five
Heartbeats?
heartbeats. Leave me
Five
alone.
Heartbeats. My office hours are 9 to 5. Leave me alone. And matter of fact, I got me a whole different phone. Like, like, because
Listen.
everyone don't deserve access to your personal time, your
Exactly.
personal space. Like,
Exactly.
um, listen, it can wait. Your urgency is not my deadline. And I think we get so caught up in, oh,
Yeah.
I'm running a business, I have to always be on call. I think things that take you from good to great
Mm-hmm.
are things that will take you from good to great. That's not me saying that, I'm not going to answer the phone and pick up the phone for my clients. However, I think what takes you from good to great is having that structure,
Mm-hmm.
having that balance, being
Mm-hmm.
able to think, being able to strategize. If I don't want to sit in my house and work, or I don't want to sit at the gathering spot, I can go to a coffee
Mm-hmm.
shop. I can flex these muscles. I can phone a friend. Like, those are the
Mm-hmm.
things that take you from good to great.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, what would you say are some of the woes of entrepreneurship? Because, like I said, a lot of people hear the title and they are just like, oh, I got to do it. When in reality, entrepreneurship is not for everybody.
It's ghetto. So, like, one element of that, right, is like, as service-based providers, like, and then we can get into product-based too, right? Like, as service-based business providers, we're always doing business development.
Mm-hmm.
But in that same breath, like, the girls are trying to live a soft life now. So with
Mm-hmm.
trying to live that soft life where I don't always gotta hustle, but still be in enough spaces, which is one of the reasons why I transitioned to Atlanta. So I still
Mm-hmm.
want to be in spaces where people know who I am. I'm able to
Mm-hmm.
connect with people. I'm able to do business development. However, that hustle and bustle, I don't want to do that as much anymore. Like,
Okay.
Regan not 20 no more. Like, so it's given 30, 32 TEW. Like, it's given 32 next month. So I'm like, do I want to have that same hustle as I did when I was 22 trying to get my start? Like, I
Mm-hmm.
still have that same level of eagerness, but the hustle to that extent has to
Mm-hmm.
shift. So I think like that's a whoa, right? Like we always got to be on. We always got to hustle. We always got to. Sometimes I
Mhm.
just don't want to do nothing. So
Mhm.
if Mondays I'm not taking no calls, that's it. Like
Mhm.
Fridays, I want to cut it off early. I'm not doing it. So,
Okay.
and then I think what we don't really realize is like in order to get to the next level, we talk about scaling, but you can't
Mhm.
scale by yourself. That
Exactly.
takes people. That takes people. That takes planning. And I think right now we're in a good space. The team would kill me, so I'm always shout out the team. So
Of course.
Coco, our account manager, Morgan, our junior publicist, Allison is in Jamaica. She does our comms planning. Then we have
Okay.
people who contracts with us from time to time. Tawana's in Philadelphia. Like those are the people
I
that
love it.
make the ship run. Like this is what Intel looks like. Like
Yeah.
a team of Black women who are doing phenomenal work. So for me that whoa, and I won't even say it's a whoa because it's the most rewarding thing is being able to pay my team.
Mhm.
However, what that looks like, what the team don't see is Regan and Deja not only doing business development, however, they still gotta sometimes be in the weed on these projects,
Yeah.
or they gotta do this, or okay, business development on top of branding the company, on top of
Mhm.
um it's like I don't want to say being a jack of all trades and a master of none, but as a CEO, you are responsible. You are responsible for so many different things, and
Mhm.
don't throw being responsible for people in the mix, right?
Mhm.
So now I got to be responsible for people because one missed project, one misstep determines if Coco eats, determines if
Yeah.
eats, determines if Allison gets her money. So it's like now I got to be responsible for not just my clients. I got to be responsible for the people under me who are looking to get paid. And I don't
Mhm.
want to say that these are woes, but these are the things that people don't think of when they run a business.
Mhm.
Um,
And when they're wanting to, like they don't think about any of that. They just think like, oh, I'm my own boss.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
so much bigger than that.
Because now, not only am I a boss to the clients, not only am I responsible for my clients, I'm responsible for the people who are under me. So
Mhm.
like that's training too, right? So like now
Mhm.
we're training these people. You're saying, okay, this is how Reagan would do it. Here's the Intel way.
Mhm.
And what does that then look like? Hopefully that
Mhm.
answers the question.
Mhm. Um, it's just so important. And I know, like, for me, what do I always say? I always say, "Oh, you can't do it by yourself, Regan. You need help. You cannot do it by yourself. You're
Yeah,
trying to do too much." Da, da, da. Like I always say this. Like,
yeah,
if you were to ask Regan, what's the one thing that I say to her the most? That's probably it.
that's probably it. Yeah.
It's That's probably what I say to Regan the most. And I have realized, like, with myself, like within the last few weeks, I have realized, like, you do it all by yourself. Like, Limitless is Rachel. Like, that's it. And I've been realizing more and more, like, yo, I need help. I need interns, I need something. But the problem that I know within me is if it's not gonna look like my standard, if it's not going to meet my standard, for me, it's easier for me to just do it myself than to tell somebody else how to do it, than
But
to teach somebody else how to do it. And that's a problem.
yeah. That's a
That is
problem.
a problem.
That's a problem. And where I will say, and that's why I always say Intel business versus like Rate publicist, right? Like
Mhm.
separating those two. In the Intel space, I think we are getting a handle on like, listen, me and Deja can't be everywhere, right? Because clients will
Mhm.
want to talk to us and us only.
Mhm.
However, sometimes, okay, account manager, you handle that because
Mhm.
Reagan and Deja got to get more business to make sure people get paid.
Mhm.
So you handle that. But when it comes to the personal brand, I think because I'm so in the weeds of my business, the personal brand also kind of sometimes takes a back seat, if that
Mhm.
makes sense. So not
Mhm.
that I have trouble delegating there, but I also think it's being a woman of many hats too, right? And heavy is the
Mhm.
head that wears the crown is okay, because I got so much on my plate with Intel and the business that is paying me right now, and that is like Metro booming. I think sometimes the rate of publicist brand, the expert, the thought leader, the strategist is taking a back seat because I just need to plan better. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Okay. So we have been on for 20 minutes. So it goes fast. Like, especially when it's like really just like two friends
Catching up.
shooting
Yeah.
the breeze about like real things that we experience. But what would be one piece of advice that you would give an entrepreneur specific to um, PR? So specific to your field.
Yeah, I think that I would tell him or her to learn your craft, right? Like to always be a student. Because even now, right? Like I am, although I am in the second phase of my career, I've been working in PR for 10 years. I haven't been running my company for 10 years, but
Mhm.
Intel is on its second year. Um, right, like it's almost been how long we left in double in 19, so
Right.
right. So I started my new business then. But like I would tell them to always be a student, to never stop learning because you don't know everything.
Mhm.
Every day I'm learning something, but I'm also talking to people who might be in my field, who might be younger than me, who might just be starting out, because I can learn something from each of those people.
Mhm.
And then I'm always drop a whole quote. So, well, this is Biggie. I think this is Biggie to Diddy to Biggie. And
Mhm.
I think he told him like, always be an intern, like treat every day like it's your first day on the job. And I think when you do that, you'll never go wrong. Like treat every day like it's the first day on the job, like you're new, like you're just learning, like you're a student,
Mhm.
because then you're eager. So
Mhm.
even when I said like my eagerness is different, it's still eagerness. Like I'm still like, wow, I cannot believe every day I text Deja, I'm like, dang, I really can't believe that we got these opportunities
Yeah.
as Black women. Like we've worked on stuff from like Harvard to now one of our clients is the United Negro College Fund. And our company
Mhm.
again is only 2 years old. Like we've been in business individually, longer, but
Mhm.
our company only 2 years old. And
Mhm.
I think with consistency, with putting the right people in place, with learning, like sometimes I'll even work under other publicists because it's
Mhm.
not about me. Like it's much less about that ego. So take your
Mhm.
ego out of it, always be a student, never stop learning, and stay humble. Like remain humble no matter the opportunities that you get.
Mhm. I love it. I love it. Well, this has been great. Thank you so much, Ray.
Thank you, Ray.
This has been amazing. So, the next conversation next week will be with Ray Sim. She is a financial advisor, financial coach. And then the following Wednesday, it will be me, Regan, and Ray. It'll be all three Rays as
Mm-mm.
we prepare for Becoming Legendary, the Masterclass, which is an in-person experience happening in Baltimore, Maryland on July the 31st. I'm super excited. It's my first class, and I would not want to do it with anybody else. These girls are amazing Black women in business doing their thing. So if you have not purchased your tickets, there's still some seats available. You can register online at itsraydenise.com/becoming legendary. And I think that's a wrap for this one.
That's a wrap. And bring someone. Like I think sometimes and even if you show up by yourself too, that's
Mhm.
also value in that. I think sometimes we be scared to go to events by ourselves,
Mhm.
and no, you never know who you're gonna meet by yourself.
Mhm.
So don't be afraid to show up by yourself. Like
Mhm.
don't be afraid that if you know someone who looking to start a business and it's even just a thought, to just say, "Hey sis, I'll purchase your ticket." Matter of fact, Rachel, I'm a sponsor a ticket for somebody. Because I think that that's so important, because you never know whose life you will change. And it's about
Mhm.
collaboration over competition. Like
All the time.
two Black women who are sitting here who run their own business, who have been friends. It don't hurt me to help Rachel and vice versa. So like
Exactly.
all of these offers where she be like, "Sis, I'll help you," I need to reach out and I need to take them.
Hello.
Like because it don't hurt, right? Like it don't
Mhm.
hurt us to help each other. So
Mhm.
I think the more that we can do that as Black women, the better.
Mhm. And one last thing, I just want to talk about the masterclass for 1 second. Like, I understand what it is like to invest in these master classes, and you go in with the mindset like, oh, I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna learn how to do this, and you sit there and it's just people talking, and it's not helpful, and they're just trying to sell something. They're trying to sell something bigger.
Can we talk about that? Can we talk?
Let
I know we gotta go, but
let
good if you good. One of the reasons, and me and you always talk about this, but the beauty of what we talk about, and I think we've said this 20, 50 million times, and this is where you were about to go. When you sit at these events, people will tell you the way in which they got there, but they
Mhm.
won't tell you the how. And it's
Mhm.
very surface, and I'm tired of surface level stuff. So
Mhm. That's exactly where I was about to go. It's so surface level. And I feel like that's because people are trying to upsell. Their focus
yeah,
isn't on let me make an impact. And I think, especially with myself, with you, with Ray, we are all interested in pulling the people behind us to go past me.
yeah.
If I know something and I can help you become your best self and you succeed me, I have helped. I have done my part. I
Yeah.
have laid the foundation and it's up to you to go further.
And
So
I
that's
feel like
what I'm so excited with about this class because this is 3 Black women from Baltimore. That's
mhm,
that's 2 things that could play against some other kind of
mhm.
situation. Black women helping Black women from Baltimore. But we have these stigmas around us and we are like busting through the ceiling with them.
And I feel like I'm nothing if I don't send the ladder back down. Like
Exactly.
I hate that whole notion, oh, it's lonely at the top or I'm self-made. It's not lonely at the top. It's lonely if you selfish. Like
Exactly.
it's lonely if you selfish. It's not lonely at
Exactly.
the top if you say, all right, well, I'm up, but I'm gonna bring my other people along because
Mhm.
to me, and I won't get all preachy, but that's how you bless. I'm
Mhm.
blessed because I give stuff away.
Mhm.
I know that. And even if I
Mhm.
don't get blessed from giving stuff away, I know that so many people did it for me that I gotta
Mhm.
do it for somebody else. And
Mhm.
we gotta get out of that notion of, oh, I ain't gonna help her because she do PR too. Like, girl, most of my closest friends are publicists. We
Mhm.
always share information. So I'm gonna
Mhm.
always rock out with like Candace Nicole, Naija Simon, Ariana Drummond
Mhm.
in Atlanta. I mean in LA, like those my people, those my folks, those
Exactly.
my sisters. And if I can drop something in their lap to say, yo, sis, like I just experienced this, like what you think,
Mhm.
or like, oh, like whatever that looks like, I'm gonna do it. And keep
Exactly.
the publicist under me. Now, granted, we don't always got the time to mentor, but maybe there are some things where, I might be able to share real quick on a quick one too. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm excited about the conversation.
Yes, super excited. And like this is really how I'm gonna end it, y'all. Like it's amazing. Like Reagan is really like one of my greatest friends because just how we don't start, just how we've had this authentic conversation about work. This is how it always is. We can talk about the real. We can talk about things that are like crazy to us, and then we always are able to center. We're always able to. All right, we have these. This is the problem. We're always able to find a solution that helps us, that's beneficial. And if I have an opportunity and Reagan can jump on, I'm putting her on. If Reagan has an opportunity and I can jump on, she puts me on. And it's no competition. At like the crazy, I think it's so crazy for people to say, oh, I do this. I'm the only person who can do this. I don't want nobody else doing it. That is so crazy. And when I was younger, I heard um when you walk into the bread aisle, look at all the companies. People are gonna pick who they
Yeah.
want to pick.
Baby,
They're
it's
gonna
so
work
many
with
brands.
people
And
that's
Nike
gonna
ain't
work
concerned
with.
about Reebok. Like Nike still get money, Reebok still get money. Like it's
Exactly. It's enough room out here for all of us. And I could not pick, like I said, a more amazing group of women to do my first class with. I'm super excited.
I'm excited. Look, I'm excited to come back because I fake live in Atlanta now. So I was like, you was like, okay, I need you. I'm say less. Like I'm there. Like I'm gonna get there, and that's just
No, seriously.
I'm
This
back.
is what she said. Those were the words.
Period. So,
So, yeah, super excited. And that's it. We made it. 30 minutes. I
we
love it. All right. I will catch y'all next Wednesday at 6 p.m. with Raisins. And like I said, the following Wednesday, it will be all 3 Rays.
the raise. It's the raise for me. I love it. Rachel,
Yes.
thank you so much. I'm super excited. The glitz, the glam, the woes of entrepreneurship. I cannot wait to share them. And
Mhm.
we here. I love it.
We here. I love it. Thank you, Ray.
Bye. Thank you, Ray. Love you.
Bye. Love you. Bye.